I ran across this quote the other day. Science is glimpsing God's mind and being in awe of it. Many of us, we grew up assuming that science and faith were sort of diametrically opposed to one another, that science was about proof, faith was about mystery, and faith involved strict adherence to a literal understanding of the biblical story and a denial of science. But get this, Albert Einstein, one of the most famous scientists of all time, once said, "Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind." Einstein suggested a different relationship between faith and science, and that is what I want to talk to you about today. Here's another way to look at the relationship between science and faith. Think about this. If you want to learn about someone, you study what they create. Think about this. For example, if you want to study Michelangelo, the great painter, you can read a few history books and find out that he came from a small community in central Italy. His relatives had all been small-scale bankers. Unfortunately, under his father's watch, the bank failed, and when he was just 6 years old, his mother died, and Michelangelo was sent away to live with a nanny. You can read all kinds of stories about Michelangelo's life, but you don't really learn who Michelangelo is unless you study the Sistine Chapel, right? You have to go to Florence and visit the sculpture, the David. For that matter, take architect Frank Lloyd Wright or photographer Ansel Adams. If you want to learn about someone, you study what they create. You can read all you want about Tom Brady, that he was born in San Mateo, California in 1977. He started his career as the backup quarterback on the JV team that went 0-9 his freshman year. He was picked in the 6th round of the 2000 draft, almost 200th pick overall, but you don't really know Tom Brady unless you watch what he created on the football field. If you want to learn about someone, you wouldn't just read about their life, you'd study what they created. My question is this: why would it be any different with God? Paul writes in Romans chapter 1, verse 20, "For ever since the world was created, people have seen the earth and the sky. Through everything God made, they can clearly see his invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature." You want to learn about God? Study what God created. Study all God made. Yes, you study the story of God in the Bible, but why wouldn't you study all that God created? Gang, that's what science is. It's just studying what God put together. If you really want to know God, you've got to study his handiwork. Science is glimpsing God's mind and being in awe of it.